What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here, more Fallout 3, A Tale of Two Wastelands. Last episode when we left off, we carried on making our way to Point Lookout DLC. We weren't doing the main story, we were doing a couple of pieces of side content that are very easy to miss, and that also rewarded us with a unique perk, a unique weapon, and somewhere to stay on the island. So I recommend going back and watching that if you haven't seen it, because it is very cool, and like I said, it's stuff that's very easy to miss. But this episode we're just going to be carrying on with the main quest, and we then have to go back to speak to Desmond after what we learn about the tribes, the tribals that were attacking the Calvert mansion.
I knew it. I knew that little bastard was behind all this. After all these years, he's stuck his head out, and this is my chance to cut it off. Figuratively speaking, of course. Him. I should have known. My old rival, so close to his family home. Only he would be so stupid. He was once a man, Professor Calvert. The Calverts owned half of Maryland, back when there was a Maryland to own. Members of the Calvert family were influential all over the world. They practically owned a deed to the U.S. government. In their best days, there were no less than 3 Calvert family senators, 7 members of the House, and 2 governors. They even had a top candidate for president, until that scandal with the dog forced them to drop out of the race. I was particularly proud of that one. Calvert is my old rival. Centuries we've played this game. I knew he'd be stupid enough to hide so close to his family home. It's not a matter of hate. It's a matter of destiny. He is my enemy, and I do not suffer any bastard who opposes me to live. I knew he was here, and it is my intent to find him and call down a righteous fucking hammer on his head. Figurative, I mean. His head.
Kind of funny. Desmond and this Calvert guy obviously know how to hold a grudge.
Of course I fucking want you to do something else. You don't expect me to trot around this mud hole myself, do you? You're goddamn right I am. Now let's get on with the work, shall we? So, those half-wits are getting messages from the professor, right? So he's off somewhere, broadcasting to him. But without those buggers to do things for him, he can't do much for himself. So, we cut off his ability to talk to him, and he'll need to try harder. Maybe then I can find this squishy little worm and finish him off for good. If I know Professor Calvert, and I do, he's using a high-frequency cognitive sign broadcast. I have the perfect device to jam up his little talk box. All you need to do is take it to the highest point on the shore and install it. Easy, right? Right. Attach it to the bottom car, then turn it on and spin the jammer to the top. No fucking problem. I'll watch from here and turn it on. Then we'll see where our little professor is. Now, go!
Always a pleasure to talk to you, Desmond. But if we go down to the Pilgrim's Landing.
It is I, Professor Calvert. Don't bother looking around. I'm in your mind. But aren't you Desmond's faithful little employee? Coming to gum up my work, are we? Well, I have a better idea. How about instead of playing his game, you destroy that nasty little device? Deposit it in the nearby trash compactor and we will never have to worry about it again. I assure you that the gratitude of Professor Calvert is worth a great deal more than that of a washed-up old limey.
So here we do get a choice with the DLC and sort of picking a side between Calvert or Desmond, and overall it doesn't really make a massive difference. There's another choice of who you side with later on in the DLC, but down there, as you can see, there is the trash compactor, and that'll be siding with Calvert, the voice in our head there, or we can do what Desmond told us and put it on the Ferris wheel. We're just going to put it on the Ferris wheel, so that way we have a nice little combat encounter as well.
You fool! What have you done? You will pay for this! Pay! No one betrays me! You understand? Now you will suffer this! Pain! Coming! You...
So as you can see, we do get ambushed by some tribals, but thanks to the amazing meshes, got to love Bethesda games. Go. Quite sure why. Pretty sure they're dead, but may as well send their head flying.
There you are.
Have here. Oh, at last. Sleep forever.
You'll see so much more enjoyable without with the low-level point lookout mod installed. It was a little bit ridiculous before. And yeah, the enemies just did way too much damage to you.
Oh, it is. All of Madame Panada's wares are top quality.
Just gonna sell some of our rubbish and buy some ammo. But if we look at our quest marker, We're told to return to the mansion. But the quest marker is actually up here. So when we fast travel back, things don't go too well. Pretty cool to have something like that. And you might notice all this glowing red thing, it all sort of gets bent in by the explosion, like it's been heated up, which I think is really cool. Still some things you can loot hidden amongst the rubble, which is kind of funny. Trees are on fire as well. Not saying that you expect in a lot of Bethesda games, I don't think.
That bastard. That bastard. He killed my pups. Nearly killed me. For what? He doesn't have the body to fucking do it himself, so he tried to blow me up. Me? Well, this ends today. Desmond Lockhart will finally win out. I know where he is. He overplayed his hand this time. You and me are going to walk in there and end this. The lighthouse. He's got a lab under there, the little fuck. Right under my nose the whole time. I found it when he boosted his signal to try to get through the jamming, when he sent those tribals to kill my poor pups. He's down there, hiding behind robots and machines, sucking life. Pathetic. He dies now. Now that's more like it. Follow me. You're about to witness the end of an era.
Before we do that, we're just going to pick up some stuff. Basically, anything in here that's potentially going to be useful. Need to pick up them sugar bombs. Bunch of purified water. Oh no, it's dirty water. I thought it was purified water on the side there. Seem to pick up that Med-X. Yeah, there's some supplies for us. And then we're going to head towards the lighthouse. And this will be sort of the end of the DLC. But because Point Lookout is really awesome, we have some more content to do after this mission as well, along with some content added in by the low-level Point Lookout mod that I mentioned a little while ago. And that'll be involving the lighthouse as well. And there is something that I wanted to show off as well that's hidden underwater. I just need to remember or look up where it is. This is where Desmond always likes going for a swim. I have no idea why, but he always seems to do this. It's not like he's pointing out some nice loot for us, but as long as he gets to where he's going. So we will go up the lighthouse, and that'll be involving an unmarked quest that also revolves around content added by low-level Point Lookout. So for the time being, we are just going to go down and complete the main quest. And if I remember correctly, you're going to want to either use Stealth Boys or make use of some Chinese stealth armor if you have it. all the way down there's going to be quite a lot of stuff. Going to want to loot, potentially. Obviously depends on how lucky you are to a certain extent. But let Desmond run ahead. There's that one being booby trapped. But every now and then you'll come to a point like this where there'll either be a terminal to hack or a key card to find. And we can deactivate the turrets. Going to want to bring some pulse grenades as well. Some mesmetron power cells, which is a unique form of ammo. You can craft it in TTW Wastelands. Like I said, every now and then there will be a point where there's a terminal to hack or a keycard to find, and that will let you progress. It's funny how he's got like the best gun in the game and struggles so much against a relatively basic enemy. Seems like there's a bit of beef going on between some of these people that worked here. It looks like they were up to something here. And here we're talking about sort of mental projection.
Help me out.
So here this door is locked. It's very hard with an average terminal. Well, I think that terminal's just for the turrets. If we look on this table, there is the Alpha security badge.
Damn it. Crap.
I'm afraid I'm quite good at killing you.
That takes care of that.
No, security badge there. Gives us the password for the terminal. Allow you to open the door, just in case you can't lockpick it or hack the terminal.
Allow me to introduce myself.
That's over.
Another security badge there. So yeah, even if you don't want to use the a lot of the stuff that you can find in this sort of underground facility, I still say it's worth picking up because you can repair it, and you can see it's got quite a high value there. So even if you're not going to make use of it, you can sell it.
He's just down this way.
As you can probably hear, there are some turrets.
Come over here, boy. Let's talk.
At last. There you are, you slippery bastard. At last. Let's end this here and now.
Ah, yes, Mr. Lockhart. At last we meet face to jar. But I'm afraid at the end of this, it is you who will meet his end.
No, Calvert. I brought someone with me. Someone very special. This stranger tricked you into letting me find where you are hiding.
Yes, Desmond, but whose side is he on? Do you know? Can you be sure? You always were so bad at choosing your allies.
Well, we shall see, shall we? Destroy him.
No, destroy him! Good.
I'll have none of your posturing.
We have matters to
There you
discuss.
are, you slippery bastard. At last. Let's end this here and now.
Ah, yes, Mr. Lockhart.
So it's quite funny, these guys just sort of go back through the dialogue, so even when they're faced to jar, they don't end their rivalry, they just keep talking rubbish to each other. Let's talk to the brain. Talk to the brain.
I demand that you exterminate Desmond at once. He is my enemy, and you will be rewarded. One beyond your imagination, beyond reckoning, the most amazing gift a living creature can be granted. You must...
This stranger tricked you into letting me find where I'm Desmond. What's the difference between you and me, kid? Stick by me and you'll get a map.
So yeah,
Always
Desmond's
so full of... I'm Desmond.
dialogue sort of meshes
I'll
up
have
here.
none of your posturing.
And then we do have the option to take out the Professor, Calvert, or take out Desmond. I don't know why it's given us the quest twice here. It might have been because we spoke to Calvert. As far as I'm aware, the rewards largely stay the same between the two. But we're just going to take out Calvert.
Always so full of talk.
You can also then take out Desmond if you like.
They're brainless morons who worship some Now that we're rid of Calvert, I'll be heading north to pursue my next rival. There are only a few of us left now. The great game goes on. Sort of a... what's a word you'd understand? Microcosm? Yeah, it's a microcosm for the old world. Can I...
Looks like we leveled up there, which is pretty cool. See what new perks are available to us. We do also get Burden to Bear, which I'd say is very, very useful. So we're going to pick the Sneering Imperialist perk, just because it's 15% is quite a considerable damage buff, and it is effective against quite a few different enemy types. So we're going to pick that. So it'll help us against raiders, those people, and junkie types. Don't want to say that on YouTube just because yeah, we'll get a lot of use out of this. And then that is Meeting of the Minds completed. But as we make our way out of here, there is a reward room with the unique microwave emitter in it, which is a weapon that's based off the Mesmetron, along with quite a lot of ammo. And in base Fallout 3, this did use regular energy cells, I think it was, but in TTW Wastelands they have changed it to use Mesmetron power cells. But if you notice, there was also the blueprint for making Mesmetron power cells, and yeah, it's an absolutely massive weapon. Functions exactly the same as the Mesmetron. See though, it actually does a pretty decent amount of damage, and it will also set enemies on fire for 5 seconds. Crit damage is very, very high, and very high crit multiplier. I guess it makes up for the fact that it has got a limited ammo supply. We did also pick up some more ammo from the Trailer Crumbs quest mod that gave us the badass armor as well, which is very cool. But if we look on the workbench, you can see there should be some 179. Let's make 50. Nice easy recipe there for us. It's actually pretty decent rewards all in all. You might not find the most amount of use out of the microwave emitter, but it is quite a fun weapon. I do think the weapon effect for it was a little bit different in base Fallout 3 as well, if I remember correctly. Then I thought there was a perk we could get as well. There we are. So if you take out Calvert, you get the perk cranial contusion, and it basically gives you a 5% increased critical hit chance when targeting the head in VATS, which is pretty useful. I'm not sure if you get a perk for taking out Desmond instead, if the perk changes at all. I'll have a quick look and I'll put that up on the screen for you guys. But other than that, the
Welcome back.
DLC does just sort of end, which is a bit of a shame. You know, you get the rewards and that's about it. But like I said, there is still more content for us to do, which is really, really cool. We just sort of get spat out on this little island. I do remember in TTW Wastelands, the microwave emitter and yeah, the microwave emitter and Mesmetron did have like a holographic sight, but that I don't know why that isn't the case anymore. Very difficult to use though. See if we can land a shot. Actually, got taken out. I think that's our second death this playthrough. Yeah, as you can see, it's definitely a weapon that's more usable in VATS. Where were they? There they were. Was hoping to land a shot, but that's fine. Oh, there's the holographic sight. Not sure why that wasn't working before. Doesn't really make it any easier to use. Not sure if it was the hollow points that made them do so much damage to me. And the fact that our helmet isn't in very good condition. Completely forgot about being ambushed there. But looking at how long this episode has been, I think I'll wrap it up here. And then next episode we'll do the last few bits of side content that are available in the DLC and explore the last couple of locations. And then I'll see about doing the content that's added by the low level point lookout mod and have that as part of the playthrough, because I do think it's definitely a worthy download for this DLC, because as I've said a couple of times throughout this the playthrough of the DLC, the enemies did do a ridiculous amount of damage to you, so it does help a lot with that, and overall I think it's made it a much more fun DLC to play through. And it does also mean that if you want to come here, get a few items and get a lot of that loot that is beneath the lighthouse there, or just explore the location because it is cool, then you can do that at a lower level like the mod suggests. But like I said, we have got a little bit more content to do, side content, and we'll also see what happened with, what's her name, Nadine. And after the last time we spoke to her up at the Tribal's church. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and been enjoying the series so far. If you have enjoyed the series, please like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on anything. Also, any mods that I've mentioned throughout the video will be linked down in the description below, so you guys can try them out for yourself. Like I said, I'd highly recommend that low level point lookout mod, so I'll make sure to put that down there for you. Thanks again for watching. I always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.